I feel like
to do the job done.
he ebbs and flows in this weird way where you ban him out a bunch and then it starts to feel like a wasted ban because you just pick around it. And then he creeps back into these drafts and you get got a couple times and go, oh, yep, got to get rid of that timber. And it kind of comes and goes. And there you go. That's a first pick Centaur. So already making good use of it. The techies and the brood ban. This is where we're at now, gang.
Yes, getting rid of that techies. Oh, man, we're looking for teams to do that. So, BINOMISTAS, no slouches here. Taking things seriously.
Yep. Whoa.
That was
early DK. Now, is this a flex pick here? Is this some of that prized maybe 4, maybe mid, maybe 3? What are we looking at here? This is wild.
I mean, it was our boy Analog playing it all the time, right?
Before. Maybe. I mean, he's super friends with Crewmates, so I'm pretty sure he maybe shared a couple of insights about the hero.
In their last game, they played it as an offlane, actually. A position 3 DK. They just played versus typical NA in the Octa Exxon League 2 days ago. So that was their first DK pick since a few weeks ago when they played it here versus Inverse. But in that game, it was mid. So we got a little bit of flex going on here. No supports in sight yet, though. But you never know.
Yeah, I was actually checking like the most picked heroes on both sides, and like they do share a fair amount of similar picks. The Mars Centaur, Snapfire, like super common picks, but the carry is really where it changes a lot. We have like Medusa and PL for Crewmates. Being like the most picked ones, they have like a ton of different flexes that they not flexes, but like those weird heroes that FCR plays. But BINOMISTAS, they're playing a lot of Drow and Luna. Like it's the 2 most picked carries that they have, which is very different from Crewmates. I wonder if they're gonna take those out or if they, picking this Dragon Knight as a means to be able to play against those heroes. The DK plus armor, really good versus the Drow passive.
Wow. Necrophos, Bristleback. 2 heroes we've been seeing more of, especially that Bristle. I guess Necro just fresh in our memories from recent games, but is his stock on the rise? Is that, I mean, it's good for a Centaur, sure, but are we back on this Necro train? Are they just going to pick Ember? What?
I don't know. He was in NA, I think, last night as well. So he's picking up steam everywhere. It's not just here. So I think it is worth it versus Centaur. I think it fits the profile of a Dragon Knight draft as well, like early push and focus, especially when you're playing it as like a 3 DK, because I feel like that sort of timing lines up really well with like a mid Necro or something, or even like a 1 potentially.
Okay.
Radiant team ban.
Okay,
Lone Druid.
The Lone Druid, which I think we all agree is probably the best hero inside of Crewmates. At least from their recent games.
It's insane how that hero can be so irrelevant for so long and still be a threat on these like specialist players that really know the ins and outs and can handle the micro. I find it harder to last hit with Lone Druid in the laning phase, but I guess if you've got a big enough brain, it's actually easier.
Yeah, it's one of those
Isn't
things
it weird
that, like,
how that
if you
works?
If you play like 10 games, it really gets easier because you have like a lot of damage. It's very similar to Enigma. Like the first 5 games, you're just missing a lot of CS with the Adels, but when you learn how to time it all perfectly,
that is 0, bud.
Can I just say this is my favorite hero at this point? Honestly, I feel like I have just completely grown. Like he has grown so much on me. I thought. At first it didn't feel that good at the beginning of the season. And every game I see it, I just am more and more convinced that this is the best 5 in Dota.
I mean, it's a classic against Mirana. That's like your go-to.
Yeah. It's I just love it for zoning, like melee offlaners, getting the curse early, punching people. It can't stop winning.
It works really good with this pushing strategy, right? If Snapfire gets the little Shredder, then you have a Dragon Knight, then you have a Baton. That's actually a lot of Roche, a lot of push.
Easy Roche. Yeah, I think the Roshing is the crazy part of it. You can actually Roche instantly all the time.
Yeah. So
I have a weird relationship with ABBA. I've had multiple times in my Dota pub career where I've said to myself, this hero's broken, I'm going to be the ABBA guy. And I start like spamming him. Then after 4 games, I go, I'm really tired of running around shielding people. I'm going to do something else. Yeah. That's happened to me at least like 4 times in my pub career. I have all the relics and they've got no stats.
My TF2 career of medic, I'm done that life. I don't need to keep it up.
Yeah. Now
cool guy though.
Is a hero. Oh, dude. I think they're going to fourth pick Kunk on the side of BINOMISTAS, and it's going to look fire. They played this
coming
before.
back. Yeah,
Oh, it's so good versus NP as well. I don't think you can go wrong with the Conquer here. Even if it's not the greatest matchup versus DK, it's
they also run
really
the
good combo.
Drow strat too, but that is a decent amount of plus armor.
Yeah.
Although they banned PL,
5 seconds
but Spectre would still be in, and they have Nature's Prophet, but they also have 2 bans. Ooh, they want their Drow strat.
Okay. Did they play the Drow middle, by the way? Or, like, Thompson is playing the Drow middle in a couple of games?
It was a long time ago when they played it, so it was still a safe lane then.
Yeah. I see.
But I guess possible. I like this, though. Drow with the Centaur always feels good. You've got a free escape there. And Elder Titan, pretty good with the peel. Good at getting those resets. And now the Hurricane Pike is like a real item. Drow actually can go for a mobility tool and not feel bad about it.
Yeah, they lane really well together, too. I think ET Drow, right? You have the slow happening, and he gets a couple bonus stacks of damage and just starts slapping people. Stapling people with his briefcase.
That briefcase hurts.
I mean, I think in theory, if you're a really good position 1 Nature's Prophet player, you can have okay options against Drow, but it's not easy, you know? I guess his first power spike's a little bit ahead of hers, so maybe
now
that's something you can...
Hear me out, guys.
Okay.
Heroes that counter Drow also counter Tinker. Okay. So we're banning out the storms and everything, right? You know, Crewmates last pick here. Tinker?
I see where you're going. I don't see Ryer as a Tinker player. He has a lot of he's a good person. That's like what I'm trying to get. I don't think he would get that Tinker. You know, he's that solid, morally. You know, he's a
so he's playing Mars.
The chart
is that what you're telling me?
Maybe. I just forgot the name of the moral chart thing. It's like he's a lawful good person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think that's a Tinker sort of player.
Not a chaotic neutral type. Gotcha.
How disappointing.
Not really. And also, I think BINOMISTAS can still go Kanka, so that further decreases the chance of Tinker being picked, I think.
How about... they banned... I thought they wanted the puck, actually. That's interesting.
I mean,
they ran the puck that strat last time.
Carry, right?
Yeah, I was going to say that they might want to flex it mid anyway, so that they could... or they can put the Prophet mid and just go Spectre, too, for Crewmates.
I mean, it would be really good. It's just FCR, you know? Have we seen play a normal hero besides...
I was thinking this DK might go mid and the Prophet safe lane. They might actually pick an off laner for Crewmates.
I see.
Good Kunkka ban, and now the Sand King. This could be a mid Sand King.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess if someone's gonna make this look good, is Mini. I mean, we have a pretty.
I mean, it's good versus DK, right?
This.
He does all this magic damage. DK is really high armor, not really great against magic damage.
I mean, they want to put the
tower as well.
They want to put the DK off lane. I think that's where they prefer it, and I think they wanted this Nature's Prophet to be the one or the mid, but you don't really want to put Nature's Prophet mid versus Sand King, because that sounds like a bad
I don't
matchup.
think they wanted Prophet mid ever.
Yeah, I don't think so. Especially if Ryer, like his hero.
I don't. Yeah, I think.
So you think they want Prophet 1?
I think this Prophet has always been a 1, ubiquitous across the board. It's an FCR specialty.
Yeah, like DK can flex, I think, if they pick something like a Void Spirit, but I don't think the NP is going to
just
flex.
pick Spectre. Guys, learn some heroes, man. Like, honestly.
They're 1,000%.
They're going to pick
Io,
dude. It's the same thing as Spectre, but it has balls. And balls wins games.
They're more likely to pick Io than Spectre, because these guys are a little loony. I could definitely tell you that.
Crewmates, they're kind of like inverse,
tiny.
where they play a totally different patch than the rest of the...
It's sickening how right you are, Trent. They are going to go mid-tiny. That's what they're debating right now. Like, guys,
got plus armor versus the Sand King. Can you lane versus... Yeah, I'll blow up the Drow.
God.
I
yeah.
like the tiny actually. I don't mind it.
I did notice Lesh was ignored, and both of these teams play quite a bit of Lesh. Or at least, actually, it's mostly crewmates who play a ton of Lesh. Not so much. They play a little bit of BINOMISTAS, but not as much as crewmates.
Yep.
Don't think I really like it. I think Pango could actually be kind of hype mid versus Sand King. That sounds kind of good. Versus Drow.
Yeah.
Versus, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of like Pango.
I mean,
I
they
could
could
get down
also
with
do.
Pango.
Yeah. They could do Quap, kind of like the discount Storm Puck, like somebody else with high mobility, high burst.
No, they're definitely thinking this through, huh?
Yeah, this is coming down to the wire here, and we've got a decision. It's TA.
Okay.
So it does look like the 3 DK, a mid TA, and it will be the FCR Prophet. All right.
Interesting. I mean, kinda questionable against Sand King, but since Sand King's also sort of low here, like they expected the Sand King to be there to defend against the DK tower, so TA can just farm because Sand King doesn't actually take the tower.
Right.
That's an interesting deviation. Like you can get away with being greedy because Sand King doesn't really force stuff, at least
Wow.
towers.
This is a bit of a tough one because I really hate the Sand King mid, but I do think Mini is good and the BINOMISTAS are the better team. And I like the rest of their lineup around this Drow Ranger, but maybe this will be the game where we finally see the Sand King mid really pop off and it's like all of its glory,
I'm very curious about the matchup versus TA. That sounds kind of weird with Sandstorm.
Yeah.
I'm not
Maybe
sure
it's-
what to make of that.
I would imagine TA wins it, or at the very least they trade farm, and I'd rather have a farm TA than a farm Sand King in 15 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's there's no way Sand King can farm in OA2 in the lane because he's just gonna push the lane and TA farms the whole thing anyways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going with Crewmates. I think
But
I
wait.
agree that BINOMISTAS is the better team, but I like their draft a little bit more.
They have stun into arrow, though. Should be very vulnerable
they
to
do.
that.
Mhm.
All right, gank mid. Easy game.
I'm sticking with BINOMISTAS. I can't stray, Bowie. This is Brazil on Brazil, so I'm winning no matter what happens here. I'm sticking with the favorites. Trent, what's the call, buddy?
Yeah, BINOMISTAS for sure.
BINOMISTAS. All right,
Yep.
2-1. Well, we'll see what happens after this. Only one series today, guys, but it is game number 1 that starts now. We got Gary. We got Theban. Gare Bear, take it away, buddy. Another TA draft for you.
Yeah, it absolutely is. We've seen plenty of this from HFN in the safe lane. We also witnessed Ryo playing this Templar Assassin up against the LATAM defenders in a 2-1 victory for them where he popped off. He controlled the entire game. So I think Theban there, the crewmates, elements of safety and the Prophet for FCR, they're bad in the DK. They've used this tons of times. Templar Assassin, going to maybe give them that little bit of oomph against the BINOMISTAS. But what do you reckon? Just a better team?
Yeah, they are the better team, aren't they? I mean, we've seen them play
think you mean
individual
Discord.
skill. Yep, they are the better team, Gary. That's what I was saying. And, you feel that they're very potent, especially on all their players individually skilled.
Yeah.
But on the side of Crewmates, they got some strategy going. I think they're starting to see their identity a little bit better after that series that you won. When you're losing a lot and then you suddenly win and then you have like this euphoric moment. You're like, oh yeah, that's what it is. That's what we've been missing this whole time. Exactly. And I think that's where Crewmates are at right now with this Templar Assassin, with the Nature's Prophet, even this Spice of Dragonite Snapfire.
Yeah.
I like it.
Pretty hefty offlane for them, but yeah, you're right. They struggled when they were playing with FCR as that super hard carry. They played a lot of 4 Protect 1, and then just shifting that farm distribution a little bit into their mid lane definitely has helped them out. So we'll see if they can stand up against the BINOMISTAS, who obviously at the top of the table looking pretty good for themselves. And bringing Sanctifat into this offlane, he's definitely improved after a shaky start to the season. As his Mars' Centaur definitely looked up recently, and he's been that real rock of the team.
I would say he's been the best offlaner in Division 2 as of right now. And, the score on this team, it goes to show as well.
He's going to be landing with Jupiter, so Centaur Marana up against this Nature's Prophet Abaddon, who did go for shield level 1, so no Orb of Venom, no Curse of Avernus. Is that because he's up against a ranged position 4?
I think you're supposed to go Orb of Venom against range position 4. This Mirana can't do anything. She can't run away from you. She's got arrow level 1, no leap. Like, the way you bully this Mirana is just get that curse, chase him with the Orb of Venom. She's also got boots, so she can't even trade, and she wouldn't be able to trade anyway. Yeah. But yeah, I think D-Flash getting bullied out in this lane like this is unacceptable. This definitely should not be happening against a Mirana. Yeah.
And yeah, that leaves FCR in a rough spot as well, because you just got Sexy Fat running at you non-stop. Well, while we're paused, that mid lane, TA against the Sand King, potentially a battle of the centuries as it progresses on. So far, Templar Assassin putting a lot of damage onto Mini before these bottles come out.
Yeah, I think Mini went for the Caustic Finale in this lane because he saw the Sentry of Ryer, but I do believe if you go to Sandstorm build, you should be able to beat Templar Assassin quite easily. This has been something like even 10 years back when TA first came out, she was very dominating, and people would play Sand King mid against this hero just to remove the refractions.
The Sand King, the Jakiro, the Venomancer, back in the days of Dendi.
And he's getting kind of wrecked right here in terms of resources on Mini. Yeah, now he skills up the Sandstorm. You gotta just max it out. Like right now, if he has level 2 Sandstorm, he would feel much, much better about himself. Looks like he's stacking the small camp as well, gonna play for farm. But Ryer, he is having too good of a time right now.
Yeah, I guess stack, get the Water Rune, and then back into your lane. Gets an Observer Ward down as well, but up towards the top lane, Nuages and Benny, ET Drow Ranger. I think Trent on the panel was saying this lane is incredibly good at bullying people back. So far, though, I'm in on the Snapfire has stayed out of range and out of danger, and then Hijack with Dragon's Blood, not the simplest target to go on. It's a pretty potent lane from the crewmates.
A lot of armor, and Nuash should still be able to bully this lane, even though I think the most interesting thing about this lane is the Drow Ranger, right? We haven't seen any Drows at all in the entire South American DPC, but it has been a popular carry hero or a mid hero in Europe. So I'm very interested to see like what Benny has learned and what his plans are with this Drow this game.
So what's the main reason we've been seeing it in other regions?
It's just a strong laner. Yeah, it's a strong laner. You know, multi-shot is a great ability. You can always just push out lanes. Like, the problem with this hero is just being able to kite when you got lineups that are constantly going on top of you. Plus, the metagame is just so much different in other regions as well. I feel like Europe is a little bit more on farm for all the cores and playing more of a chill game in the early game, playing for those 15-20 minute timings. And Drow Ranger fits those kind of lineups really well, where like South American DPC here, you can see everyone's just always running at you.
Well, she gets changed on top. Cookie into the Dragon
No more
Tail.
mana though on Snap.
And she's got a couple of stick charges as well. They're going to try the Breathe Fire, and Amin,
One more hit.
not finishing her off. Thinks about diving the tower for it. They're going to have to salve up Benny, but that's all right.
Where's the emergency mango at? That's what you need, emergency mangoes.
Yeah, I'm in. Time to bring them out. I guess also the fact, we see, you mentioned the meta there, we see a lot of these offlaners, going hoods, kind of tanking up magic-wise, and she's able just to, when she hits level 6 especially, just pierce through all of that.
Mini mid. He's under sentry.
Down. Can they finish him off? Bottles up. He's under tower. Looks safe. There's a 26-9 T8 forcing this mini guy to salve Sand King. I mean, he's dead even in net worth, so it's not that bad as Jupiter picks up the first blood on FCR. Center and Marana straight onto the Nature's Prophet. D-Flash. He's trying here with the body blocks of the Treants, battling with a Centaur. That's not a right-click war you can win, though. They just turn with the Marana, and they could have had another stomp into arrow, but... nice Jupiter, arrow. He finds it. Wonderfully done.
Very well done. I mean, I'm telling you, Gary, this is not a lane they should be losing bottom here. That is really rough. Like, they expected this lane to go way better. Hopefully Ryer and the pressure he's applying mid will be able to counteract that.
Well, they move into mid now.
No more sentry.
Pretty big caustic pop with an arrow to follow. Jupiter just firing a killing spree out of nowhere in a space of about a minute. 2 kills bot, moves into mid, another kill. It's a dream Marana game. She's got 1,000 gold saved up.
Yep, not only did she kill it, she also salvaged Mini's lane by killing off that sentry and getting this TA out. I think Ryer should just be fortunate that he wasn't level 6 before he died. He'd be dead even longer, feed away more experience. Like I said, 1,000 gold buys Arcane Boots. I think Jupiter's off to an amazing game here. Like, I play so much Mirana, and when you get Arcane Boots this early into the game, you can apply so much pressure on the map.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, you've got so many options. As they burrow, arrow
Missed the
flies,
arrow.
doesn't connect though. Nuage is also moving in here. They get through the refraction charges. A bit of a turn onto Mini, and he's still under the sandstorm, but they see him, and Mini's down. 3 heroes into mid from the Dire team, but they're probably... Oh, they nearly lose 2 of them. Good leap away. That sideways flash was coming.
Trap.
Oh, the trap kills her.
Damage. Yep.
Man.
That trap damage. Well, it's up to 250 damage. I mean, that was sitting there for some time, so... And all of a sudden, Riot just turns things around. I think there's a huge miscommunication. Like, Sankey went in with the epi play, but the Mirana was too far away. Level 1 Burst Strike only lasts for 1.6 seconds. Is not any more than an Ogre stun. So you gotta be very close to be able to combo off the Burst Strike.
Nuage is top, doing such a great job at soaking up all those spells and damage for Benny. Just stomps them and walks away. A pretty tanky boy.
Yeah. So one thing about Dragon Knight, we can... Oh, wait, hold on. There's another
Sexy Fat's
battle
being-
bottom.
Yeah, it looks like it's fine. They'll reset. D-Flash is there. Well, they turn on him. Nah.
So yeah, DK versus Drow. It's actually really good for DK to play into the Drow Ranger because he gets that plus armor thanks to the Dragon's Blood, which is really nice. And then you also have the Breathe Fire that reduces the Drow Ranger's damage too. And she needs to be right-clicking a lot, so... Like all these range heroes, like Drow, Wind Ranger, Medusa, they get punished by Breathe Fire.
Oh, Stampede bottom. They've already killed FCR. It's a slaughter from Sexy Fat and Jupiter. And what is that now? 4-0 in the bot lane from them? Crash at the tier 1 tower. They try and keep the catapult alive. Doesn't look like Sexy
They
Fat
hit
is
level
bothered.
6 faster than the Nature's Prophet, who has 20 denies. That is crazy.
Yeah, what is his CS right now? 33 and 20. Net worth wise, seeing a
SCR's back in
2.7k.
it.
TPs and sprouts onto Sexy
Has a
Fat
Vanguard.
Centaur. He's got Vanguard, 2 points of retaliate. See ya.
Yep.
Not
See ya.
touching that boy. And then in the mid lane, Dire Observer went into the Radiant Triangle, spots the snap and the TA. Mirana was kind of lurking there. Maybe Mini could wrap around into that vision they've got because they're stacking and farming Ancients. Nuage is also angling towards that spot, but he's under a Radiant Observer ward, so vision for vision. I think Crewmates kind of feel that something is coming their way. And Jupiter going to show in that mid wave as well. Yeah, has to leap away from the creeps.
Yeah, they see Ryer just farming the Ancients and can just freely push lanes out. And look what he's going for. Straight Desolator. He's got 500 gold plus 1 Mithril Hammer already. This is going to be some super fast Deso timing here, as long as he doesn't die.
It's quite greedy though, isn't it? Going for that Deso rather than the Blink first.
I would be okay with it, just because their plan on Crewmates is just to run at towers and take fights like that.
Oh man,
Oh, ET
hijack.
killed.
Kills the ET and the Wrath of Nature. Benny has a
Cutting
Quelling
blade.
Blade. Cuts through the Sprout. Off he goes,
It's a must.
under his tower.
Under attack.
But he's still in a bit of trouble. He's going to have to just keep it back. And that tower looks pretty dead here, with Dragon Knight form still up for a decent amount of time.
Looks like it should be a trade though, like Sexy Fat with his Retaliate build. He's pummeling the
Yeah.
bot tier 1.
No one can defend
Equally as
against
well.
him.
And Sand King, he's TP'd up to defend this. Sandstorm's
Ooh,
out,
no
maxed out
sentries.
from Mini. They don't have reveal, so they can't see him. Arrow doesn't scout anybody out. D-Flash is still lurking. Mirana, hello. Is this a freebie on an Abaddon for me? Mini can come in with a stun if need be.
Dire's middle
Looks
tower
like they're still
is
very
under attack.
tentative, knowing that Crewmates had 4 heroes up here just recently.
That Boots of Travel Sanking is so nice to have right now. Just being able to be here, Sandstorm 2 times. By the time Reveal even comes to the top lane, he's probably just going to TP out. Or this lane's going to be pushed off. And now the Centaur is taking bottom. He's going to be able to farm down there for like a minute before he even needs to connect with his team to defend any more towers. Like, they pretty much nullified this Elder Dragon form of Hijack. Just with that one Sanking TP.
Yeah, Sexy Fat's going to be huge. Like you mentioned, the Vanguard he's got. Bringing out a Cloak now. Doesn't feel like he needs the Hood, particularly against this pretty kind of right-click focused lineup of Crewmates. Oh, Mini starts off, misses the arrow connection from Jupiter, though.
Yeah, they got to get a little bit better with that, understanding how long the Bro Strike really lasts for.
Yeah, Saxifat going back into that blink. But top lane, crewmates, bringing the numbers around the catapult wave once more. They really want to try and take down that objective. But you can't break past the sandstorm. You try with a cookie, stun under the sentry. Sand King, can he burrow? Can he get out of this? He turns and stuns, but he does die. 4 versus 1, didn't stand a chance there. And now they can finally try and complete their push, but it's not just the Sand King who's able to play this delay tactic style. ET with a stomp, pretty good at it. And so is the Centaur if he can make his way up there. But it's too late. Tower down. BINOMISTAS is going to retreat back to their stacks.
Long overdue though, right? Because that tower could have died almost 2 minutes ago if it wasn't for
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mini up in there. But I think he did a little bit overestimate his abilities, knowing that these guys were going to come up there with reveal this time around.
Yeah, he's not very tanky. Oh, the stomp into arrow. They land those ones. And Mini has Epicenter here off a Burst Strike, but a cookie out. Dragon form still up. Don't particularly want to fight into it, even under their own vision.
Also under the Apothic Shield. Someone just gets instantly shielded after the Burrow Strike, they would just walk away before your Epi even comes out. Mini should just be focused on farming his Blink Dagger, so you can get that double Burrow stun Epi. Because then D-Flash can't save everyone, right? You can only choose one target. It's got to go from there.
It's been a good job, though, of TA and Nature's Prophet to keep their farm rates up. It's felt like they've been grouping up a lot and pushing that tower top, spending a lot of time with it. But they've still got 2 of the 3 top net worths now as Drow kind of just pops just ahead of the Prophet.
Yeah, the Prophet just unable to get any Ancients because of the Templar Assassin, but that's okay, you know, this is what TA is all about. Just farm very fast, push mid in, farm the side lanes really quickly. I'm just surprised that the mid tower is not dead with Mini being top lane for such a long time. Because who can actually defend middle against a Templar Assassin?
Yeah, it looked like Benny was doing it.
Yeah, I think that's just not really possible for a Jaw Ranger to sit there. She should be afraid of the potential psionic traps behind the tier 1s and the Nature's Prophet TPing in to kill her.
Yeah. I guess she just never felt that threat. Like FCR, he's been doing what he's doing now. Almost cliff jungling. Sitting in that bottom part of the map, just farming away, clearing bot wave. But it's so much room for that Centaur. He's the one that's picking up a lot of this spare farm in that dead lane. Blink Dagger is 200 gold away, and that's really going to change the way the BINOMISTAS want to play, because it's going to be not just his, but also the Sand King. That double blink threat will be online at exactly the same time.
Now you can choose who's going to go first. Like Centaur goes in with the blink stun, then Sand King can set up with the Epi, then follow up stun, and you got the arrows coming out on top of the Elder Titans, Astral Spirit too. And this Epicenter is going to be doing so much damage. BINOMISTAS have a lot of synergy in their draft. That being said, Crewmates, you know, they're hitting these item timings, and they got tanky heroes in the sense of Refraction and Apothic Shield being very deceiving as to how tanky they are.
Yeah, these BINOMISTAS heroes also very good at catching out the split-pushing heroes. You know, the nature of TA and Prophet, they do potentially want to be hiding in the trees, pushing away, splitting waves, farming alone in particular, like the TA is mid. They've got a shield behind her. Stomp, Epicenter with that Burst Strike in. The kisses to try and turn it back, but Ryo is already dead. A lot of damage onto BINOMISTAS, but onto the DK they'll move. A bit more for Hijack to fall, and 2 cores. They crumble while Sand King, Centaur, and ET inches away from death. So close. If FCR was there, they'd probably get a couple of kills.
For sure, but the FCR was split pushing top and doing damage to his tier 2 tower. Dude, BINOMISTAS threw the entire kitchen sink at that TA. Dragon Knight died just to like all the collateral damage coming from like the Epicenter and the multi-shot. He got so low there. But you can see BINOMISTAS, they gotta keep playing like that. They gotta keep playing off of their cooldowns, keep getting kills going, because at some point Crewmates might just become unkillable.
Ooh. FCR was playing under double vision. Both Direwolves spotted his retreat. They really wanted that blink. Arcane Rune stun from Sand King, but yeah, very nifty escape from the Prophet.
They do have blink on Dragon Eye as well. They don't have the kisses anymore, but they would like to smoke up here and try to play on the mid, because Sand King Epi is on cooldown. If there's ever a time to fight, it might be now. Oh yeah.
Double blink, snaps it in. Stun onto Hijack's DK.
Fading this?
Many's considering it, and they're realizing Abaddon's right nearby, doesn't want to commit. Now we start thinking about Roshan.
yeah,
we don't think about Roshan. We go for Roshan.
You got so much minus armor with the low shredder, plus the meld, and all these physical damage heroes, and the curse, giving attack speed bonus. Let's go.
Arrow scouts them. They know it's happening, but that question is, can we do anything about it? Answer
Not a
being no.
chance. That was like 12 seconds.
Incredibly speedy. And this is
That
where,
was
you know,
so fast.
yeah, the crewmates don't have to play that split map solo farming style anymore. They can go for that 5-man move into just objective after objective, can't they? That's what their draft is kind of built for.
They need to just take these tier 2s, right? Don't think too much about catching people as crewmates. Your job isn't to get some rats, just take objectives and force BINOMISTAS to come and fight you.
That's the BINOMISTAS job, is to catch the rats, catch the stranglers.
Yeah.
Their blinks and the gap close they've got. Now, there is a hero that we haven't talked about much since laning phase. It's Benny's Drow Ranger. What's he been up to? Is it just role-playing as Medusa at this point?
Yeah, he is. Just farming it up, you know, ready to fight when the enemies run into them. Just waiting for his team to do something.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
He's got to make sure that he doesn't die to the Templar Assassin blinking on top of him. That's pretty much his item build this game, right? It doesn't buy anything else apart from that.
Manta, Pike, disengage, dodge. He should be able to stand pretty well up against the TA, the DK, the Nature's Prophet, as long as he's got all these team fight heroes around him. The resets we mentioned earlier on with ET, Sand King, they're very good at saving out that Drow Ranger with just a couple of stuns. Looking up towards top. Everybody's here, like you called for. Crewmates want these tier 2 towers. Mini Sand King with 200 mana. Yeah, he's going to TP out there. There's nothing really he can do against the entirety of the crewmates, but they do go for a trade. So outpost for outpost. Also going to be grabbed up by either team. That feels alright for BINOMISTAS against Aegis.
Oh, definitely. You're just trying to wait out this Aegis, right? Like, there's no point to fight into this extra life here. Plus, there's an Abaddon, so if you do run into the TA, she might not even die. And if she does, you gotta kill her twice with the Abaddon supporting, so... Jupiter, though, he's a little bit of danger here. If the Dragon Knight... Oh, can't get close.
Yeah, he feels it. Stays for the D-Ward, and then leaps away.
Now we got the tier 2 top. It's time to go bottom. You know, you got the TA or the Nature's Prophet who can go down there, push a lane out. But it looks like D5 is going to break the smoke possibly here.
Oh,
they have this dire vision. This dire vision is like really good for BINOMISTAS to play off. I don't think they should jump TA though. That is a disaster.
They've got the chain stuns on her. They've got a shield. Borrow time popped. First life gone. Stampede to disengage, but the Dragon Tail from DK allows the kisses to land onto Sexy Fan. Trading the Aegis for that Centaur's life.
And the Stampede. So even when the Centaur's alive, it's going to be rough for them to team fight.
They still have Epi plus Earth Splitter though, and I'm wondering if, yeah, they want to go round 2 under their ward if crewmates move any further forward. Especially if it's FCR, but yeah, he's got a BKB now actually, Mini. Okay. Channeling up that epicenter. He's considering it. Sandstorm hiding. Multi-shot to clear the way. DK,
he got hit.
Form.
He got hit by the multi-shot. Yep.
They know exactly where Mini is, but he blinks away from the DK now. Hijack getting outmaneuvered by the BINOMISTAS. And Centaur's alive in 7 seconds.
Can FCR split push? What's going on here, guys? He's got the global teleportation. Yeah, when this is happening, all you have to be doing as an NP is sitting top lane and waiting to TP in. Now Amin's gonna get picked off. Okay, well, 40 seconds of Sexy Fat being dead amounted to nothing for crewmates.
They took that TA Aegis. I mean, if they're able to find her just before her BKB as well, it could be a massive victory for the BINOMISTAS.
Yeah,
it seems like they were going to be farming to it.
It's almost there. And they were just way too indecisive there, Gary. Like, you have a Nature's Prophet, you got this global presence, and you know they're all sitting on that high ground as BINOMISTAS with 4 heroes. All you have to do is split push in top, you know, go to the tier 3 with your summons. If you see someone there, then your teammates can just ram into the triangle area. And you can always be there in those fights as an NP. You have the BKB ready to. You don't need to, like, sit behind your Dragon Knight and have to hit right away at the start of the fight by walking in there.
Yeah, there's nothing that can stop him, right? If you just BKB TP, no matter what happens, well, they're going to go again. Double BKB on the crewmates' cause. Oh.
Mini.
Jack is still smoked.
Yeah.
This is going to
They're
be
pinging,
a close
though.
one, isn't it?
Yeah, Mini just pinged himself. He's like, they have a sentry here? They might jump me? Oh, man. This pause is so unfortunate for crewmates. Because this was a really fast play. Right? Sankin gets stunned here. He's just dead.
Imagine if Nuage is able to, like, spirit, stomp, delay them, stop them from going on Mini now.
Oh,
Or if
Mini's just going to blink
blinks
out.
away, right?
Yeah, he's just going to blink out and that's it. And this smoke is going to feel incredibly sad. Because if Sankin dies, the Epi being on cooldown is huge. Because that's pretty much 50% of BINOMISTAS team fight right now.
And they're going to blink into an Invis Elder Titan who's going to pop their smoke too. They are... I mean, they're in a decent position, BINOMISTAS, to kind of gather up around bottom outpost again. Drow Ranger's a little bit distant, but everybody else could collapse in here to hold a high ground ramp and maybe force a fight. And Mini doesn't blink out, so he does get jump stun. Sand King's down. So that pause, all that thinking, he just gets annihilated.
They're chasing. They want more.
They slow ET with that trap.
Yep. They need someone to push in mid, though, because this is your time to take this mid tier to tower, which is incredibly good. And doesn't look like it. They're just like... You have to understand, when your DK stun and Blink is on cooldown and doesn't have Dragon Form, you ain't catching nobody.
Oh, Mirana.
Okay, they got Jupiter, though.
Yeah. Tries that TP under a creep wave. When Yule's leap, it's not going to get you out here, is it? Try and get into the trees. That Dragon Fireball follows you.
Sanking's back alive again in 5 seconds. I mean, I want to say it's good that they caught the Mirana, but they don't really get more kills. They gotta get something more. Yep, there it is. Sexy Fat. Very fast play here from Hijack. Instantly TPing top after that Mirana kill.
He's got a Crimson. Who's coming in now? The Snap with a cookie. Trying to dodge it. He stampedes, runs in. ET with an Earth Splitter. Drow with a Gust. They won't be able to follow through, and they're actually TPing forward with FCR right on top of Mini with a burrow. Oh god, he didn't press his BKB, did he?
He did not press his BKB. I don't think he didn't even know what was up there. Kind of just tried and got blown up. And they're going to be so happy with that. Getting the position 1 Nature's Prophet killed off. Benny getting involved.
And yeah, to come back to your point, not getting any real objectives off the back of that, right? The fact that BINOMISTAS are playing bottom jungle area around that outpost, dragging this crewmate side down, away from that mid-tier 2, away from any real objectives. And they didn't even take the outpost. Double outpost still in the hands of the Dire team.
Yeah, it does feel like crewmates, you know, they got the hero to pressure and they done well in lanes. They got some tier 1 towers, but their macro movements are still lacking a little bit here. They are going to look for more kills right now.
I mean, when you can do that, it feels pretty good.
Yeah,
Blink, stun, kill.
I just wish they do that in front of towers. So you're like hitting a tower, you see a hero, you just kill them. And then you go back to hitting the towers. That's what Riot's going to do now.
Yeah, use the last couple of seconds of that DD rune, force a glyph as well. It's pretty handy to know as FCR as well, especially, you know, split push in that top lane. If he gets up onto tier 3, you know there's no glyph now for a significant amount of time. But the counter push is that Sand King. He's actually shoved bot lane all the way into that Radiant base. With a trap slow on Mirana. Jupiter uses arrow to kill off a large neutral. DK, blink on cooldown. Can they catch Jupiter with no leap charges left? A new Moonlight... No, Moonlight... Oh, blink stun. Yeah, dead. No Moonlight Shadow. Can't Yules. Can't run. It almost feels purposeful, though. You know, finding these Mirana kills on the wrong side of the map time and time again. You're backpedaling.
Yeah, you are. And look at Mini. He's already at your doorsteps bottom. And you feel like you're controlling the map. You're getting kills. You're getting some object. Like, they didn't get the mid objective either. Like, no one was defending that mid tower. It's just Nuage, you know, throwing some spirits or whatever. And they still weren't able to get it. So it's really rough. I think BINOMISTAS, this delay tactics from them is working out in their favor right now, even though they are losing a few heroes on the map. Eventually, they're going to be able to fight back, and crewmates are going to be surprised when that happens.
Yeah, I guess that brings us to the real hard-hitting question of late game. You know, 35, 40, 45 minutes in. the amount of initiation BINOMISTAS has, the jump and catch when they've scaled, and I guess this smoke potentially going to show it.
To be fair,
Benny's
though,
farm might actually pay off.
Gary, I do believe that Crewmates do have the better late game, but I don't feel they're playing the map out in a way that they can utilize their better late game.
Oh, the Roshan's respawned. Arrow onto him. Lots of traps around the area, though.
Yeah, there is. Eventually, you're gonna need a gem against these traps. They're just absolutely obnoxious to play into. And you're running out of sentries as well on BINOMISTAS probably. When you're playing this far behind and you got like so much of the map you gotta try and de-ward. It's very
Still
rough.
surprised they've not taken that bottom outpost again. Like, Dire just keep taking top outpost whenever the Radiant steal it. I do walk into Roche. Second one, of course, Aegis Cheese and Shard, Mirana, and ET, both very good at scouting the pit. Spirits and arrows give them all the information they need. And TA playing behind the Roshan, but they blink Burrow, arrow flies, connects on Roche, the multi-shot coming in, and Ryor's dead. They kill off Hijack in there as well. The kisses are landing onto the Centaur and the Mirana, but this ET tries to break up high ground, Sprouted runs, turns his tail to try and dodge away, and FCR's BKB does pay off. TA with that buyback blinking onto Sexy Fan. Burst Strike Arrow connecting onto FCR. They want this profit so badly, and with a multi-shot they get both of them. Benny with an ultra kill, break up the high ground for a rampage. Drow Ranger comes out of the jungle 25 minutes into the game and just stomps Crewmates.
Yep, there it is, the untouched Drow Ranger, just able to sit there, multi-shot, right-click as she wants to. Look at this, perfect initiate. Sanking goes in, Centaur follows up, the arrow hits the Roshan, doesn't even matter though, you got the multi-shot, you got the Spirit, you got so much vision there. Dragonite, he just wanted to go in and help, he just dies to all the collateral damage. And, you know, Nuage, she makes a little bit of a mistake going into high ground, but it doesn't matter. You see D-Flashes, ulti's out, he gets popped. Manta's off the TA. TA is focusing the Centaur. And look how she just melts without a refraction. Like, those multi-shots just shred right now. And you can see, like, Crewmates, because they didn't apply the pressure earlier on, they didn't get kills. Even this Roshan attempt, they just took care. They didn't have any pressure on the map. They have Nature's Prophet on their team. They should be the ones controlling the tempo of the map. But they couldn't. And now, BINOMISTAS looks so good. 10k advantage in 1 minute, Gary. Literally 1 minute, they got 10k advantage.
It was a dead even game. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My God, that
now they
spike of the graph.
The Shard as well for the Drow Ranger for free. Got the Aegis.
And now it's their game.
Yep.
It's absolutely all in their hands. But I think you're right. You've hit the nail on the head. FCR has been playing this Prophet as a team fight hero almost. He's walking into team fights and thinking about TPing after the fight rather than moving into a lane, pushing it, and TPing into. And I guess the one time he did try and TP into the fight was that one in the Dire jungle where he walked straight into 3 of BINOMISTAS.
Mm-hmm.
Hiding in the tree line. Snapfire,
you know what?
DK.
I want to see some hypothermia shots coming out from this Drow Ranger's multi-shot, you know? She kills one of the supports with the multi-shot, and then everybody else gets slowed off of that, and they're just like snails moving around. I haven't seen this actually yet.
I've been waiting to see it with the Aghanim Scepter, but we just never see Ags and Drow anymore.
Yeah. I mean, this build that Benny has is very good. You just get Manta and Hurricane Pike. You already have damage just by staying alive and right-clicking people, thanks to your marksmanship. So,
I'm going for the stats too as well.
Exactly, stats, staying alive. That's the most important thing as Drow. Just stay alive, the damage will come.
Who needs more than 1 point in Gust? Not I.
Oh, stats. Oh, okay, right. That's what you meant by stats.
Yeah, sorry, I meant like literally leveling up stats over arrows and Gust, yeah. Like he's maxed out all his attributes.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about not scaling up Frost Arrows. This does help you farm a little bit better, but Frost Arrows is just way too good.
Oh, we're just going to get a lane of racks here, are they? Creep wave's coming in. It looks like, yeah, TA and Prophet have kind of just given up on the top lane. They want to try and farm to their next items. FCR. Mini's looking for it. Epi blink, borrow in. He didn't press his BKB, so he's done for. A well-deserved tip, I think, there. Coming out of Mini.
I mean, he's been very underwhelming this game, FCR. We've seen him play very well in a lot of different games, but this Nature's Prophet, definitely not it. Like they're winning, but I feel like he's just been playing this hero very wrong this game, and they're getting punished for it.
Yeah, it's definitely not been smooth. We'll see what they do up in this top lane with this Moonlight Shadow, though. Sexy Fat. He's angling for a go onto Armin. He knows the cookie's down. And he's going to click into the Snapfire. He's baiting them all in. Go on. Stun the Centaur. He's got Halberd. He's got Crimson Guard. He stampedes to run. But look at this backstab coming in.
He's baiting.
Arrow onto Hijack. He's absolutely baiting for them. They snipe a courier first because they know they can go and pick up the pieces. Catching out Hijack's DK. The streak continues for Benny. And the multi-shots flying through. The Yules onto D-Flash. He's still got borrowed time. But no more TP. So he's out here stranded. Another freebie for Benny. There we go.
Oh, like. So strong. Got that Growbow too. Even more attack range on Benny. This is a badass Jaw Ranger right here, Gary.
Yeah, Pike, Grovo, and what is his attack range right now? 725.
Yeah. These are the kind of games that make me want to just go into my next pub and pick Jaw Ranger. But, you know, I'll probably feed. So I don't play carry.
Oh, sorry, it's even more than that. My tooltip's bugged. I just saw the observer feed pop up. It's more like 800 and something. Yeah, 865. Sorry.
Yep, 865.
I'm not bad at maths. I'm not bad at maths. I just added up the wrong numbers because my tooltip's bugged.
Sure, Gary, that's what it is.
I'll take a screenshot of
numbers.
Oh,
sure.
Actually, my tooltip now no longer shows any of the bonuses. It doesn't show. Oh, he swapped out the Grove Bow now.
Okay. You know, it's okay to say you were wrong. It's okay to admit you were wrong. All right.
I was wrong.
It takes a very courageous man to
I've learned
say that you're wrong.
Honestly, one of the most powerful phrases in human history is "I don't know." You don't have to have an opinion on everything. Just straight up, I don't know. It's possible. Oh,
Hijack, are you sure about this?
Interesting maneuver.
Why doesn't
Is he
pop
going
the
to press
BKB?
the BKB? He gets it off with a shield. The Drow Ranger with a Hurricane Pike and the multi-shot damage. Oh,
so
he's close to death.
They tanked it for him. Ryer's like, get down, Mr. President. And then he took the shots.
Doesn't stop the high ground push though, does it? They are still walking up this ramp.
It's not.
Centaur with 4,000 health. Oh man. Tier 3 is going to drop. They smoke behind the T8.
They need the draw. They have to all in the draw range. There's no other way. Like, they need to hope that the draw will not BKB the Dragon Tail. Right? And you just all in commit onto the draw, get the burst on her, and the fight will just be in your favor from there. But if the draw somehow pops a Manta or BKB when you're blinking in with your DK, things will go real south.
I had a moment of worry there. I saw FCR microing himself and his treant's top, and he was nearly following them. As BINOMISTAS were getting up into that Radiant Triangle. Good vision coming out of Crewmates, so they can play into this. Knowing that next Roshan is potentially in about a minute or so as a fast spawn. But yeah, this game really has just swung completely. 20k lead for the BINOMISTAS, even with just 6 kill advantage. It's been a story of map control, dragging your opponents onto the wrong side of the map where they can't take objectives, smoking back into them, buying a massive amount of time for this Benny Drow, who has now farmed up a Butterfly with another 2,500 gold in the bank. And they are walking under that Radiant Vision onto the DK. Chain stun him, easy as you like. He's got buyback available. He's probably going to have to use it. There was one, yeah. I mean, D-Flash is going to follow him into the grave, 6 feet under. Mini nearly catches the TPing out heroes there.
What, was there a DK there, Gary, or are you just seeing things now in your old age?
It's possible. I don't know.
He's just gone.
I blinked and he's gone.
Oh man, crewmates. You know, I would have loved to have been in their situation like 12 minutes into this game when my TA has this monstrous Dessel and blink timing, but they just kind of butchered the mid-game macro control. And you can see BINOMISTAS, they're just on a whole nother level in terms of macro play and understanding their strengths and when to fight and when not to fight. Even when they died, there weren't even awful deaths.
Oh my god, that was close. Mini walked up
Yeah,
the
it
high
was.
ground. So close.
Yeah, he's got so much armor too on Mini now. Kaya-san, Shiva's going for the Octarine core, gives them extra cast range and cooldown reduction. One build I really like on Sanking is the Eternal Shroud for the spell lifesteal, which is nice. And then with the Shivas, and if you buy like a heart, you're just unkillable on Sanking. It's a really good
tanky.
late game build.
Well, interesting there, Crewmates didn't feel safe buying items from their secret shop, so TA sent hers to the right-hand secret shop, bought a Demon Edge, gave it to the next Prophet who TP'd back to Fountain. So she does finish off the MKB.
Yeah,
That's how-
they have some sort of damage versus the TA now.
Onto that Dry Ranger as
Oh,
they
that's
capture
not the target.
Jupiter.
That is not the target, Gary.
They're in the pit with a Kisses Dragon Tail. Sure, the Marana's down, but they buy back immediately. FCR has TP'd onto Benny. They've stampeded and BKB'd, popped the Manta, and FCR is out here all alone. Stranded with no teammates, and in comes the Epicenter, two-man burrow, a double for Benny, and Mini clears up with a final target remaining. The Snapfire drops, and yeah, they've got buybacks, but I just don't see how they can actually stand a chance in these fights.
If you're not jumping the Drow, you're never winning the fight. They jump the Marana, and it's just over from there. All BINOMISTAS have to do is click that one gold little button buyback, and Benny will already have won the fight for you because he didn't get jumped.
I'm surprised Marana's not dropping the Dota Plus applause chat wheel sound. Yeah, you got me. Good job, boys. Lose 5 for 1. Now I'm going to start pushing out these buybacks. Prophet might just have to. DK could wait the 10 seconds. TA doesn't, though. 500 gold away from any kind of buyback herself. And they just open up that mid lane. Top's already done. Double catapults are there. Melee rack shredded by Benny, and they get straight down to bottom because there's no tier 3 anymore. Oh, how are you going to jump a drown with Lincoln's Cheese Pike Stampede? That seems impossible.
Well, how you jump a Drow with Lincoln's Pike Butterfly is you don't.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
they've
tried.
attempted it. She's just so tanky, though.
tried.
Solar Crest put on her, she turns, FCR, the arrows pummeling into the Prophet, stampeding away, the DK's walked onto the Dry Ranger, and yeah, Benny just stands his ground. GG's forced down, because they're going to get another 5-man wipe. Benny with a perfect game, 15-0-6 on the Dry Ranger, given all the space in the world.
Happy Benny.
Very happy.
Lots of farm, lots of kills. I think Crewmates, they just got to step up their mid-game stuff. Like, just understand you have a lineup where you got one stun, right, with this Dragon Knight. And if you just go and hit buildings, BINOMISTAS have to come and fight you. And if they come and fight you, then you stun them, then you kill them, and then you take more buildings. But they just played like as if they're having Ember, Storm, Sand King, Centaur on their team. Like, oh, they have all these cat heroes on them, you know, and they're just gonna run around and kill people all the time. It's just not the way that they played the mid game versus the heroes that they had just didn't match at all, and that's why BINOMISTAS were able to just take full advantage of that. BINOMISTAS just played a regular Dota game. They got their items, they got their timings on the Drow, and they just destroy with it. And I'm loving what I'm seeing from Drow. I think this hero has a lot of potential right now.
Oh, for sure. And like in the hands of Benny, he's definitely learnt a lot, and picking that hero looked incredibly strong. One thing Crewmates don't have to worry about, though, no server swaps. Both games, or potentially all 3 games, going to be on Brazilian